If you're thinking of moving to Seattle, Washington, or maybe you are just visiting, here are 7 great things that you can do when you are in Seattle. Now, coming in at the top of our list, we have speakeasies. I'm going to mention 3 of the top speakeasies here in Washington. Number 1 at our list is Needle and Thread. And this place is just off of 12th Avenue. It has almost 1,000 reviews and almost 5 stars, 4.4 to be exact, but a very popular among the locals here in the city of Seattle. Then we have another one, which is called Faux City Standard Time. Now, there's 2 things that people in Seattle love. It's cocktails and pho, or faux, however you want to say it, but technically I think it's pronounced pho. Speaking of which, when it comes to pho places, we really do need to do a food review place, just strictly food review, because we have some amazing pho places here in Seattle. But Pacific Standard Time, haha, get it? Because we're in Pacific Standard Time. They do have a speakeasy and they serve cocktails. So if you want to check out another place, this is a very popular and highly recommended place among the locals here in Seattle. And for a very small and quiet setting, another fan favorite is Foreign National right here on Capitol Hill. It's another great place for you guys to check out if you're looking for a good night out on the town. Coming in number 2 on our list is the Space Needle. Now, the Space Needle is not just for you to check out the city. You can also have an amazing lunch up there as well at the restaurant. Back in the day when I was proposing to my wife, I was thinking of renting out their top floor to propose to her until I found out how much money it is. Then I realized I was a broke 20-year-old who couldn't afford that. So we ended up doing something else instead. But nonetheless, I should re-propose to her on our 10-year wedding anniversary as a broke 30-year-old. Just kidding. As a millionaire 30-year-old. God willing. Anyways, moving on. Space Needle. Space Needle, we recently got an upgrade with glass floors all across the observation deck. So if your feet shake, like mine do, because of heights, and you don't want to pee yourself, probably avoid that area. Moving on to number 3. Number 3, Rich and I actually did a video here recently, and it's Pike Place Market. You can go check it out. We'll link it somewhere here in the description or on the screen. And Pike Place Market is also a common favorite among locals and among tourists alike. You guys have to try the apple cider over there. There's always an apple cider stand. Pick up some nice flowers for your wife. Check out the pierogi place and the salmon jerky place. Check out the views from the park over here. Go visit the gum wall, the disgusting gum wall we have over here, which is great to walk through, but you don't want to get anywhere close to the walls. And also, after that, you can check out, of course, right in Pike Place Market, the fish market where they throw fish around like crazy, and we'll include a clip from one of our recent videos on how they were doing that. Sometimes they drop it, but that's just a thing that we do over here where when somebody buys a fish, they throw the fish around to each other a few times and then they put it in a bag for you to take home and eat. Now, if you are looking for some amazing views and you don't want to go on the Space Needle, Kerry Park could be the place for you. Kerry Park is one of the best views from parks here in Seattle, per my very biased opinion, but honestly, I think you'll agree with me. It's not really that much of a park. There's a few benches where you can sit down and read a book, take your dog out on a walk, but it's really like sloped park. So you essentially have a small sitting area like at the top with amazing views of the sound, and you can see the city, and you can see ferries coming in, you can see the island. And then if you want to go down the steps, you will see the park over there and you can take your kids over there to play. But otherwise, it's not really a regular park as you know it. And I really don't think there are better views out of a park than out of Kerry Park. Magnolia has some nice ones too, but Kerry Park, for me, takes the tip, so to say. Now, recently I had a friend come over from Tennessee. He's originally from Portland, and they moved over there, and they came to visit us over here in Seattle. And one of the top things that we did when they came over to visit us, it might sound cliche, but we did go on the Great Wheel, which is the Ferris wheel here in Seattle, right on the water. It takes like 4 to 5 rotations, at least for us. I think that's what they did. I think it was 4. And it takes about 8 to 10 minutes for it to fully go around. I think tickets were like 23, 24 bucks a person. I don't know, because he paid, because I paid for everything else. But the Ferris wheel was a really nice touch to everything. You just sit down and take in the sights. You're right on the sound, so you can see ferries coming in, you see the city, and you hope you're not gonna fall. Anyways, I think that's what goes through my head. I'm not really a fan of heights, but I do try to conquer my limits, so to say. Anyways, Ferris wheel is definitely something that you guys have to check out when you're here. And as soon as you get off the Ferris wheel, another fan favorite, and I've probably been here like at least 10 times, is Wings over Washington. Rich, did you ever go there? You don't know that? Bro, are you crazy?
That's really one place I've been everywhere.
Have you heard?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Dude, it's super sick.
What if not, like 6 to 7 years ago?
Dude, super sick. I've literally been there like 8 or 10 times.
Chair and looking at a screen.
No, dude, it's not that.
Literally that.
No.
All that does is share news like you can fly.
No, dude, it's so much more than that. It's a whole experience.
You went 10 times for it? That's
No, I went 10 times because every time. So, Wings over Washington, I don't know if you guys can even hear Rich talking. Wings over Washington, as soon as you get off the Ferris wheel, where you bought the tickets for the Ferris wheel is where you can buy tickets for Wings over Washington. Or a quick tip, just go online and purchase them and have them scan the QR code or the barcode or whatever. But essentially what Wings over Washington is you come inside this place and they kind of tell you a little story about the spirit of Washington, right? And then you go inside and you sit in these roller coaster seats, and this whole platform like picks up vertically, like completely vertically. So you see people like hanging below you. And there's this massive 4-dimensional screen around you. And there's this massive 4-dimensional screen around you. So when they turn on the video, it feels like you're flying over Seattle. And they show like, you know, all the popular places around Seattle, but it's super cool. They put mist in your face, actually, like it feels, and they put wind in your face. So it literally feels like you're flying, which is a really cool thing to do. Now, if you want to get the real flying experience, one thing you can do is actually go skydiving. I remember back when I weighed 225 pounds, because that's the limit. I'm 250 now, personal information. What do they say? TMI, too much information. Back when I weighed 225, my wife and I were dating, or married, I forget. She bought tickets for my birthday, and we went skydiving on Orcas Island. I think it was Orcas Island. One of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life. And what was crazy to me is when we were on the ground going through basic training and you saw people skydiving from airplanes up above, when they were floating in the air, you could hear them talk from the ground. That's how quiet it was. It's crazy. Like you could literally hear them having a conversation from I think a few thousand feet in the air. It's crazy. I don't know how that works. But what's awesome is when you dive off of the airplane, which was the scariest part, because I'm sitting in the airplane with my wife and we see somebody go before us, and literally they sit on the edge of the plane and they just tip forward, and in like half a second it's just a blur. They're gone. That was the scariest part, not the actual jumping. So when you jump off the plane, you can see all the islands around here in the bay, and it's a really cool experience. I would do it again, and I will do it again when I lose a few pounds. But that food around here is so good, so we'll mention that in the next video. Moving on. 6th on our list is the Underground City. There's a tour of underground Seattle on what it used to look like hundreds of years ago. And there's still tunnels, and I remember one place that they took us on a tour, they're like, a bank was set up here. It's crazy because when you're walking on the streets of downtown Seattle, in the floor of the streets of Seattle, in the sidewalk, you will see these glass squares, and you're walking on them. You don't even pay really attention to them, But when you go in the underground tours, you actually see that it's just essentially light to the tunnels downstairs, and they do have regular lights over there too, and I think the tour guide takes some flashlights, but you can see what old Seattle looked like. So it's really cool. You get a little whiff of it. Obviously it's not like a full-blown city down, 10, 20 feet below the ground, but you do see remnants of it, which is pretty cool. And then for our last stop on the list, one other great place you have to visit, I would say one of the most popular places around Seattle, popular neighborhoods, is Ballard. Ballard is the coolest little place you guys will see. It's not huge. There's a lot of new developments happening there with new townhomes and apartments being built. But Ballard Avenue, right, and essentially the heart of Ballard, all of Ballard has Scandinavian heritage, but all of the shops in the center, there's these cool brick buildings all up and down Ballard Avenue, tons of restaurants, tap rooms, bars, which are tap rooms, so I don't know why I said that twice, essentially. Barber shops, right? Maybe that's what I was going for, barber shops and bars. So many different places for you guys to check out. Mexican food joints, everything that you could possibly essentially think of. Ballard is a paradise when it comes to all of your options that you have for food. So I would highly recommend you visit Ballard when you're in the area. I don't know if I would live there necessarily, but visit, heck yeah. 10 out of 10. You must do it when you're here. Last time we were there, we got some nice ice cream over there as well. Just a really cool place. And in Washington, we eat ice cream year round. It happens. I take out my kids probably 2-3 times a month to the ice cream joint here in Kent, just for fun, even if it's freezing outside. So anyways, that's the end of this video. If you guys are looking to move to the Seattle area, Richard and I can help you out. Go ahead and scan the QR code and book a Zoom call with us, and we'd be happy to help you make that smooth move over to the Seattle area. Catch you in the next one.